Greetings and welcome to the channel. So yesterday, Tekken 8 received a balance update. And the first time I noticed it, because I reported on the emergency patch a month or so, well, I think it was sometime in July or something. I did something, and it foreshadowed a patch that was set to drop come September, which we are currently in, that is supposed to be a balance adjustment. They wanted to wait until after, I think, a major tournament. It might have been the Tekken World Tour. It could have been the esports thing that just wrapped up, which saw Ulsan become a two-time champion. So I actually forgot all about this September update. So as I'm scrolling through YouTube, I see King Jai or King J, a prominent Tekken creator out in the United Kingdom. Shout outs to King J, King Jai, if I'm pronouncing it correctly. And the first thing that stood out to me was that the video was only, I think, less than 6 minutes. So that was already a red flag for me. I was like, oh shit, because if it was something significant, I know he would have put out a longer video. So I watched that. And then this morning, because right now it's 9:18 a.m. here in New York, I seen Main Man Sui. Now, I didn't watch the video yet, but I did notice the length. Again, another 6-minute video. So I decided to just come on, record this video before I go out and do my run, because I'm probably going to run about 6 or 7 miles this morning. But I just wanted to get this video out. Now, just to kind of put it out there, if this is your first time here, hopefully at the end of this video, I will have earned your subscription. But let me go on over, share my screen, go on over to, what is it, Twitter, I think it is. So let's go over there. Okay, so let's see. So the initial post here is from Nakatsu. So he is the lead game director of Tekken 8. Not Harada this time around. So he says here, we have made data adjustments and fixed related issues concerning the swimsuit costumes released in version 2.4. I don't know who really cares about this, but I'm sure that there are, because a few of the comments I seen in the King J video was some people are calling this the Gooner update. And I saw reference to Asuka's neck. Anyway, I guess let me continue. Let's continue here. So supplementary notes for version 2.5. Adjustments have been made to correct an issue where identical chest parameters had been applied across certain characters, ensuring the modifications now reflect the distinctive proportions of each individual character. All right, I'm going to urge for you to stay to this whole video, because you're going to want to hear my thoughts after I read this bullshit. All right. So while the reference comparison GIFs may appear subtle due to the fixed viewing angles, the difference is far more pronounced when observed within the actual 3D within the actual 3D in-game environment compared to previous. Okay. In addition, Asuka's neckline has only been fine-tuned at this stage. Applying major corrections all at once would have caused significant model instability, particularly. Okay, this is like cosmetic stuff. All right. So scroll down here. I see Get Ready Fighters, the patch version 2.2.05. Okay. So it's supposed to happen today, if I'm not mistaken. This patch brings balance adjustments and new items to the Tekken shop. If I'm not mistaken, this is what they were already reporting on. So let's select this. Okay, this is an image. Is there actual notes? Patch notes, okay. All right. Okay. So what do we have here? Oh, okay. So this was what King. Okay. So, all right. Okay. So Tekken Shop stuff. Okay. I don't know who really cares. Super Ghost Battle, Ghost versus Ghost. Honestly, I really never cared about this personally. I think the only reason why I had any kind of interest in Ghost Battle was largely because I may have wanted to experience some aspect of fighting higher level players if I'm not able to play them directly, or maybe because the net code wouldn't provide a stable experience. Like, I'm here in New York. If I wanted to play somebody like JDCR or Knee or Arsenal Ash, for instance, you know, I'm probably not on their radar to just send them a request. And even if I did play them, the netcode would be horrible. So playing their Ghost, especially if they make it somewhat accurately reflect what they could do in a battle, it would give me a semblance. So that's my only purpose of really having any interest in the Ghost battle. But Ghost versus Ghost, I'm sure there's an audience for it. So they added this stuff. I'm pretty sure these are things that people have already seen with the King J and the main man suite. So just going over this, clicking on this, when I scroll through all, this just says these are just all behavior. I'm just like, you can look this up on your own, or you've probably already seen another creator do this. This is just all behavior. So what is, so I guess this is what they mean by balance. I guess people accept this. Yeah, I'm not a fan. It's bug fixes. Okay, that's cool. So basically, this is really the end. This is the extent of it. So I'm now going to talk about this, and we're going to zoom in on me right now. I know exactly what I am going to title my thumbnail of this video. I'm going to title this as Fuck Tekken, and probably going to add a few words. Look, I understand. I have been critical of this game, Tekken 8 specifically, but I think it is abundantly clear, if it has not been made so already, especially for the subscribers that have been following my channel, where I stand when it comes to this game. I want this game to succeed, and I believe commercially it is making money. I do believe commercially it is doing well. But amongst the OG players, amongst the Tekken community at large, this game is it's being exposed for what it is. It is an attempt to expand its audience into the beginner scrub demographic or market, to try to bring people in and, you know, expand their player base, potentially gain more money. They're doubling down on the DLC stuff, giving you all these extra bullshit costumes and all this other stuff, which again, I'm sure there's a market for it. Otherwise they wouldn't do it. But the real issues, the gameplay issues, the moment to moment, everything that happens after fucking round one fight, that is what the majority of the Tekken community truly wants. Looking at this balance patch, which, like I said, several times to some of my friends, I'm like, look, I know that there was a balance patch set to drop in September. I think I saw it either in July or June, and I just kind of forgot. I'm doing other things. And then now here we are in September, and this is what you have? This is the best you got? Basically increasing the size of the chicks' planets, Jupiter and Saturn. Maybe what, Asuka's gonna have what, Earth and Mars. You know, like, I don't care. So I can see why people are dubbing this the Gooner update. I can see. I don't give a flying fuck about these characters. Like, I don't want to go too off the rails, but it's at this point I'm really shouting from the rooftops of, when the fuck is Virtua Fighter 6? Because as far as I'm concerned, this game is fucking done. This game is done. It is clear the direction they're going. It is very clear. If you are the type of player that is on board with this, then fine. I wish you all the best. I literally play this game solely out of habit, and that is not a good place. That's not good. Because again, I have been playing since I've been 14. Maker willing, this coming Saturday, I will be 45 on September 6th. So happy birthday to me. I more than likely I'll be doing a stream or something. But I've been playing this game for a long time. So at this point, it's really out of habit. It's not because I really like the game. And also because I do make content like I'm doing right now. But where this game is from the round one fight aspect, it's horrible. There are characters in this game that are abundantly and egregiously bullshit. You mean to tell me that the Tekken devs couldn't make any real adjustments to these bullshit fucking characters that's in the top 5, top 10, which most people can agree is Hwoarang, fucking Anna, King, Yoshimitsu. I'm tired of these people that main these bullshit characters. I'll even throw Brian in there too. And they main these characters and they come up with all of the downplay. I've literally watched these smaller creators come out with videos. I think Main Man put out a video about Hwoarang and how bullshit the character is and how fucking carry the character is. And then some other random I've never heard of before, he popped up in my algorithm and he made a video trying to counter Main Man. Now, whether or not you believe Main Man is to be a shill, I have seen a few comments in my video, in my prior videos. I personally don't know. I do know that there are shills in the Tekken community. Oh, fuck yeah. But I'm not going to call out anybody on that front unless I have 100% proof. Now, we can suspect, but I will say this. If there is something that is really egregiously bad about Tekken, I have seen Main Man more often than not, he'll cover it. Now, I don't watch the man's live streams like that, but in terms of like seeing, oh, this character is OP, this character needs to be nerfed, this character needs to be buffed, typically Main Man is pretty much on the ball with that. So when I saw that video that he made about Hwoarang, and I'm like, yeah, I agree with basically every fucking thing. And then I've even seen a video of him talking about King. I found that he uploaded about 4 months ago. 1 billion% agree. So I seen another player, another content creator, kind of a small content creator. He made a video trying to counter, and I'm like, bro, I just really wanted to say, and I didn't go there, but I just want to say, your character is bullshit. Hwoarang is fucking brain dead. He's always been a brain dead character. Hwoarang, let me give you the history on Hwoarang, because now we're going into full fucking rant. Fuck this shit. Fuck Tekken 8. Hwoarang, Baek, Dusan, Eddie Gordo, they were designed from the very beginning as button mash characters. From the minute they were added into Tekken as the franchise, they were designed to be beginner, scrub friendly, mash those buttons, just mash your fucking buttons. That's what the characters were designed for. They were designed to bring in players like you guys that just want to press shit. That's why those characters were brought in. Just like you have a wrestler character, just like you have a traditional Chinese character. You have a character that has different stances. They bring in different characters to cater to different players, different target audiences. It's just that over the years, Namco has buffed that fucking character Hwoarang and King game after game. I've literally seen it. I've literally seen King ever since they gave him those chain grabs. Well, no, I won't even go because I'm thinking about Lei for a minute. I'm just getting sidetracked. But King, when he has those the grabs, right, in Tekken 3, I remember, and then we go through Tekken 4, Tekken 5, they steadily added more and more bullshit onto that character. The same thing they did with Hwoarang, the same thing they did with fucking Marduk. They just continue to build on these characters. Now, you would say and argue, well, that's a natural evolution from game to game. Sure, I won't push back on that. But there's a difference between elevating a character and just giving them things that just make them borderline, if not 100% insufferable. Right now, present day, Tekken 8, Hwoarang, King, and Yoshimitsu, Anna Williams, and I guess you could probably throw in Brian, but definitely those first four are fucking insufferable. And if you're the type of player, and you may or may not be a subscriber to the channel, if you're going to come to this video that I'm posting right now and you're going to attempt to defend any of these characters, just know right off the bat, I appreciate your comment, but I'm not going to engage. Because that's like somebody telling me 2 + 2 is not 4. We know that Hwoarang is a bullshit character. We know that King is a bullshit character. They are fucking carry characters. So seeing this so-called balance patch and nothing was fucking addressed. Now, maybe I would like to be wrong. Maybe there's something else coming. Maybe there's something else down the line. Could happen tomorrow, could happen next week, could happen next month. I don't know. And honestly, I'm starting to not give a shit at this point. I am now at this point saying, when is Virtua Fighter 6? Because so help me, if Sega knocks it out of the park, or even if they do very well, I truly see a mass exodus of players saying, fuck you, Tekken 8, and we're going to try Virtua Fighter. I see that. Now, I don't know if it's going to be a lot of players or it's going to be a few players, but I know there are going to be people that are going to say, you know what, we're pack it up, we're done. Because while it is fair to say, well, Tekken is still currently in season 2. There is plenty of time for Namco and the developers to turn things around, to turn the page, so to speak. I understand that, and that very well might be possible. But I can tell you, it damn sure is not this. This is not turning the page. This garbage is not turning the page. It's not. If this is the best you got, this is not it. Sorry. This is not it. You have, as a developer, you have way too many issues from the balancing side, character-wise, of your game to not make any significant alterations to characters that the vast majority of the Tekken community call out every day on your social. Every day. Whether it's in video format, whether it's showing the egregious moves, whether it's somebody making a video. Now, of course, you do have some fools out there that will make videos that will try to downplay their character. Oh, you know, like King, he was nerfed already, or Yoshimitsu was already nerfed already. Miss me with the bullshit. While they were nerfed, let's call it what it was. It was a slap on the wrist. It was, don't do it again. That was the equivalent of their nerfs. I'm talking about a real, like, sledgehammer to these fucking characters. Because the type of things those characters can get away with is absurd. It's absolutely absurd. Absolutely. So seeing this patch, this update, this balance, and they're talking about the female characters, oh, basically, we're going to adjust their planets. You know, we're going to make it so that, oh, well, maybe Earth and Mars. I'm just talking about their breasts, basically. Oh, is this Tekken, or is this Dead or Alive? Because now I think we're blurring the lines here, because I don't think Tekken players really give a fuck. What Tekken players really care about is the netcode, addressing cheaters, addressing everything that happens after round one fight. That's what you get that in order. Now we can start being open to, okay, we can change the look of this character. If you want to sell us some bullshit skin, whatever, fine. Okay, but at least we know you got your house in order. Namco, Harada, Murray, Nakatsu. You don't have your house in order. You have bullshit, busted characters running roughshod all over your fucking game. You have completely asinine gameplay mechanics that are basically glorified win buttons. So to that point, look, I understand you might actually benefit from this game. Perhaps here's the deal. Maybe you're the type of Tekken player that you've never really amounted to anything in the scene. Nobody knows who the fuck you are. Nobody knows you. Nobody knows you competitively. No OG elite player knows you. You only exist online. When you play your game on your PC, your PlayStation, your Xbox, that is all they know. They just know you from there. Or you probably have a YouTube channel and you probably make your strides there. But amongst the Tekken community, nobody knows who the fuck you are. So now in this game, you're probably getting success. Because in every other Tekken game, you probably, and I'm not speaking to anybody in particular, I'm just talking to that particular player. You know who you are. Maybe in Tekken 5, you got your ass beat. Maybe in Tekken 4, you never played it. Maybe in Tekken 6, you were a nobody. Tekken 7, ooh, Akuma, Noctis, but you still were a nobody. But now in Tekken 8, because of all of the help me mechanics that Nakatsu gifted you guys, now you're a somebody. Now you're climbing the online ranks. Like those fucking ranks mean anything. Let's be honest. They're nice looking, but honestly, unless you go to an actual offline event and you prove yourself there, me personally, I could care less about your rank. It's nice. Congrats. Golf clap. I don't care about a player rank. I don't give a shit. You win them, you lose them. It could be either the fucking netcode fucked you. It could be because the player you're fighting against is using a bullshit character that should have been nerfed months ago. So who's to fucking say? Who's to say who's really good online? So I always respect, and maybe because I do come from the old school, because I am old school. Back when we made our comebacks the old-fashioned way, with our fucking skill. We didn't make comebacks because we hit a fucking win button, the right bumper button, or whatever the fucking. I don't even fucking use this shit half the time. Whatever. I'm just so upset right now. You know what it is. Rage drive, win button. Rage art, win button. / deterrent button. But we'll get back to that. We'll put a pin in that. Look. Again, I understand that there are some of you that benefit from this game. Some of you do. And many of you that benefit from Tekken 8. Quite frankly, many of you would never beat a player like me or any player of my caliber or above me in any other Tekken. So Namco's decision and direction and gameplay design for Tekken 8 applies to those types of players. The players who were nobodies in prior Tekkens. But now Tekken 8 gives them a sense of progression, making them feel that they are better than what they are. And to Namco's credit, they've done a good job. And this is something that they feel that they have to do to continually gain that budget, that amount of money that they need, that they feel they need to move forward with Tekken 9. That's really what this comes down to, is keeping the franchise going. But seeing this, it's easy for anybody to say, oh, I've seen a few people, oh, this is a 45-year-old guy just raging at the game. Yeah. Maybe to you, there's been nothing passionate in your life, nothing that you were ever good at. Nobody knows who you are. So, you know, when I play a game like Tekken, it's a competitive game. Yeah, I get passionate because I care. I want to win. I want to get better. You know, from a video game standpoint, yes, there's other things in real life. Fuck yeah, of course. But we're not talking about real life. We're talking about Tekken. We're talking about a competitive fighting game that you play one-on-one versus another human being. And as far as I'm concerned, you know, losing is not the issue in this game, at least not for me. It's feeling like you're continuously being screwed. You're continuously feeling like you're being cheated. You're continuously feeling like the better player just did not win. It wasn't like, okay, this guy just had my number. No, this player was literally getting their fucking ass beat from the moment it said round one fight. And now that they're in rage, now I have to give them far more respect and let them off the proverbial hook because they're at death's door. Because out of fear of them hitting a fucking Hail Mary rage drive, which is basically a win button, many of these fucking win button moves does their damage and fucking wall splats you for additional damage. That shit should be completely... No rage drive should afford you an additional wall splat for additional wall combo damage. That shit is done. Actually, I'm giving you the blueprint, right? Maybe they should put me on the balance team. So let's pin that. Red's fix to Tekken 8. Number one, and I just said it, all rage drives, all of them, immediate. No more wall splat off of any rage drive. That means that Jin bullshit, that pat, and he kicks you against the fucking wall, you get just sent to the ground. No more fucking wall. Same goes with fucking Law. All those fucking characters that benefit from that win button. Fuck that. That shit is killed. That shit's done. You get your little bullshit damage and you get a hard knockdown. That's all you get. Move forward. Rage arts. The same startup weaknesses as an armor attack, which means if I knock my opponent down or if I'm pressuring, because the game is supposed to be rooted in aggression, right, Nakatsu, right, Harada? You want us to be aggressive, right? So from round one fight, when I'm being aggressive on my opponent and I'm fucking them up, and now they're at death's door in rage, because I'm doing the very play style you theme your game after, which is aggression, now I have to run the risk of, do I finish them off with my earned momentum and risk running into a bullshit one frame activation rage art that's going to steal the fucking win for them? Or do I let them off the hook because you have absolutely no counterplay for the startup of that move? I don't give a fuck if you make that move minus $1 billion on block. The problem with rage arts was not the punishment. Now, of course, you're not going to make the move safe. The real issue of rage arts is the startup, the invincible startup. There's no counterplay outside of just abandon your whole offense. That's bullshit. Why would I abandon? Why are you promoting the game as this is aggression Tekken? But then when my opponent is at death's door, now they're even more of a fucking threat than they were when it said round one fight. Again, make that make sense. Make that make sense. Bro, this is absolute fuckery. This is absolute fuckery. So help me God, please, Sega, do not fuck up on Virtua Fighter 6. Because I, like, real shit, real talk, if that game is at least halfway better from round one fight than Tekken 8, I'm largely done. Largely. I will never completely close the door on Tekken 8 or Tekken as a franchise. I've been playing this shit too long, but we need fresh meat. We need fresh meat. We need a fresh three-dimensional fighter because this shit ain't it. This shit ain't it. This literally for fucking scrubs and people that need these fucking help me mechanics. I don't need these shits. Like I said, I'm from the old school. I made comebacks because I was that fucking godlike, because I'm that nice, because I am that fucking player. I can make a comeback without having to rely on a one-frame invincibility startup bullshit fucking move that's going to take 50 to 60 damage from you. I don't need that. And neither do any of my fellow OGs or elite level players. We never asked for these fucking mechanics. These mechanics are for you, the low level scrubs, the players that never amounted to anything in Tekken 4, Tekken 5, Tekken Tag, Tekken 7. These are for you players. I never needed these mechanics. I don't need a win button to win. I put my opponent in a blender and I blend them up. That's how I win with Lei. That's what I done. Now, if I lose, that's fine. Kudos to my opponent. He earned that win. But in Tekken 8, this is the only, I don't want to say the only fighting game, but I will say this is the first Tekken game that I've played where my opponent is literally on their way out and I have to completely abandon everything that I've done to let them back in the match because I don't know if they're just going to do a fucking one frame 100% invincibility startup move that's going to potentially screw me out of the round that I was earning. But yet and still, this bullshit fucking patch that just address characters' breasts and a fucking neckline. Oh, and we're having a Devil Jin costume. Get the fuck out of here. Yo, this is funny. This is a joke. I can tell you this much. Recently, I've been playing a lot more first-person shooters. You may or may not have seen a few shorts I put out, Call of Duty, Black Ops 6. I know people have those issues with that game. We got Battlefield 6 coming, Black Ops 7 coming. There's a lot of issues, whatever. But I've been having fun. I've been getting better. And then sometimes when I have the itch, proverbial Tekken itch. Let me go play some online ranked with Raven. I'm a Tekken Emperor for now. And, I'm playing a few solid players. And then I fight some random law player and win button, rage drive. Just do it. Pa pa hoo ha hoo pa. Wall splat, the bullshit law combo. Poop pop, dead. I'm like, what? Okay. Go on to the next match. Come across a Lydia player. Another fucking brain rot character. Not a broken, busted character, but pretty brain rot. There's a lot of brain rot characters. And it just goes to show again that there are things with these characters that need to be addressed. You have your extreme cases like, the Kings, the Yoshis, the Annas, maybe even Nina, Brian. You got those Hwarangs. But then you have the other characters that, they may need some fine adjustment. Lydia, fucking brain dead, as far as I'm concerned. Very brain rot character. The fuck, like a 4-4-2, just 4-4-2 your way to victory. 4-4-2 plus frames, stance plus frames, fucking heat, unblockable. Oh, if you try to duck, you have a safe fucking overhead that sends you fucking 20 million feet in the air. Like, get the fuck out of here, man. Like, oh, you could sidestep. Like, I just noticed that every single player that wants to downplay shit, they always want to say, well, you could have did this. You could have did. I could have fucking won $1 million yesterday. That's besides the point. The game is not in a good spot from round one fight. Now, if you want to talk about the game's visuals, you want to talk about maybe the net code, you want to talk about the particle effects, you want to talk about character, fine. You want to talk about that aspect, everything that happens before round one fights, fine. I will give them their due. I will say that most of the characters look good, the good character animations, good choreography, fine. I can say these things, but I refuse to be a fucking shill on YouTube and literally say to my audience, those people that have subscribed to my channel for a period of time that value my opinion, I cannot willingly shill for a game and say, you know what, this is a great game when the match starts. Because it fucking isn't. There are sidesteps in Tekken 8 work, I feel, when they want to work. There are times where I'm looking to sidestep a move. Let's say if I get up and my opponent is throwing a running attack like Fakam Ram's running 3 or just any other running move. There's been online matches where I've literally tried to do this and I can't move. I just end up getting hit. And the funny thing is, I can see in the replay, I can see my character did begin the sidestep, but they still got hit. They still got clipped because the hitbox has not been adjusted. Let me give you a word of advice, because Namco, because I know Namco's not going to see, but I just felt like just saying this. Anytime you have a linear move, which means it is going from point A to point B, from here to here, here, that should have zero tracking, zero homing. I should be able to step that shit left or to the right. But in Tekken, they just have not figured out how to do that. Now, unless you are at plus frames, or maybe you are -2, -3, you can kind of do that. But in the neutral, like when you're just like this, or both characters like this, and they're jockeying for position, a lot of times you try to go to sidestep something. It may work, it may not. In Virtua Fighter, I don't recall ever having that issue. If it's a move that's a linear attack in Virtua Fighter, stepped. I've never encountered an issue in my time of playing Virtua Fighter where I ever had issues where I'm like, fuck, like I know I sidestepped and the sidestep never came out, or I still got clipped. Unless it's a move that's specifically designed to catch you sidestepping. Like, I can go on and on about this game, and maybe I will, because that looking at that balance, that shit was absolute. That is a slap to my fucking face. And if any of you want to continue to shill for this game, to glaze, I think that's the term I'm hearing the new kids be saying, glazing. If you guys want to glaze this game continuously, if it's working for your channel or your Instagram or whatever, fine, whatever. I refuse to do it. I prefer to build my audience. It might be a little bit slower, but I prefer to build my audience off of truth, or at least be accurate as I possibly can. Nobody is perfect, but as somebody that has been playing this franchise since the very fucking beginning, this franchise, from round one fight, there's a lot of issues. I've said this many times in prior videos. You know, you have the gameplay mechanics and you have the character balancing. And as far as I'm concerned, the Namco devs are failing on both fronts. You could have entirely made a Tekken game that catered to the audience you want, which is the casual market. I know it and I don't say this to be facetious. I don't say this to be disrespectful to anybody watching, but I'm just going to say that I have a deeper fundamental understanding of the gaming industry and of business than a lot of people that I've seen comment on these type of matters online, on Twitter, and even some in my own channel, respectfully. That we each have our own knowledge bases on what we are good at. When it comes to those two things, I am exceptional at. And I understand why Namco went the direction they went for Tekken 8. I get it. I understand it. But I do know that there was a way that you could have gone this direction and still at least made the game of Tekken 8 from a round one fight standpoint not as bullshit and off balanced, off kiltered as it currently is. You did not need to add fucking glorified win buttons to attract a new audience. You could have simply done a new casual audience in terms of bringing them in based off of character design. Maybe creating characters that maybe casuals would like, whether in terms of the martial arts style, their background story, the music, the look of the character. There's so many different ways you could have done this and prioritized this. You could have just simply bolstered your practice mode to where you have a much better onboarding process to demystify and to remove a lot of the barriers that newer players may have with trying Tekken for the first time, or they're still pretty new to the franchise. You could do that. But having these help me mechanics, these noob win button mechanics that all they do is they give these newer players a false sense that they are getting better than what they really are. Because in their mind, I won. To anybody that really knows Tekken, we'd fucking know, yeah, you won, air quotes. And we know why you won. You didn't really outplay your opponent. You just hit a button and the move did everything for you. Big difference. Because we all know if you didn't have that win button, your ass would have fucking lost. So I see both sides of the argument, which is difficult for many people. I understand that, yeah, we want to appeal to this crowd. We want to get them winning. We want them to get excited. We want them to get hyped. But you also alienate a large portion of those people that have stuck with your franchise to help it get to where it is currently. You have to be able to strike somewhat of a balance. Like I've said in prior videos, I understand that there might be characters that are better than others. We see it in Mortal Kombat, Tekken, Street Fighter, even Virtua Fighter has character balance issues. But there is a difference between having something slip through the cracks and other characters that are just complete, absolute bullshit. Like, and then, I've dealt with bullshit characters in Tekken throughout my entire life, okay? But when you factor in heat, which basically makes an already bullshit character even more bullshit, and then you give them these win buttons, the rage drives, and then you give them, like, would it have been so difficult, Namco? You already have, in my opinion, the armor attack. I will give 100% credit that the reworking of the armor attack was very, very good, as opposed to how it was in Tekken 7. I did mention the differences between the armor attack in Tekken 7 versus Tekken 8. I did mention this. And I do believe that where armor attacks are now is in a very good place. Very good place. I don't need to break it down here, but you know, it's in a much better place. You are better incentivized to use it with the whole recoverable health and which also something else that I don't agree with that too, because that is in line with the aggressive aspect of the game, where if you have recoverable health, even if you are on the offensive and your opponent is blocking your strikes, the fact that you are being aggressive and putting things on your opponent's block, you're regaining that portion of health that is recoverable. I actually like that. I think that ties into the aggression. I can respect that. That's good. See, I do have things about Tekken I say that's good. I'm not always negative, but it's just there are aspects of this game that need to be worked on, and at this point, I just don't know. I'm keeping my fingers crossed for season 3. Even more crossed, you know, for the return of Lei Wulong, which is my actual character. But I don't know, man. I don't know what you guys really think. I don't know where you guys sit. I don't know if you guys are going to still keep playing. Well, I'm pretty sure you guys are going to keep playing like me. I'm going to keep playing. But my playtime on Tekken has dropped drastically. I mean, I can remember there were times I would play Tekken for hours. Like, I would be like hours and hours. Like, if I was streaming back then, or if streaming was a thing back then, believe me, I would have a lot of stream time. But now I may play this game maybe 30 minutes, maybe an hour, and then I'll just go back to playing like a role-playing game or maybe Call of Duty while I'm waiting for Battlefield 6 to comes out, you know, or just whatever I'm doing in my own personal life. It's just Tekken right now. It's just there. I don't want to say it's all over, because I can see how they can rework this game and tone certain things down. Like I said, when it comes to, because I don't want anybody in the comment section to say at this point in the video, oh, all Red does is bitch and complain about Tekken, but he doesn't give solutions. Fuck out of here. I give plenty of solutions, and I'll do it again. Rage drives, no more wall splat damage. None. You get your damage, and that's it. Maybe a little bit of Oki, but that's it. No more wall damage. Pop, pop, pop. Then knockdown, then Oki. No, fuck that. That's done. Rage drives, you want to keep that invincibility? Fine. I don't like it, but you know what? You make it so that grabs will snuff out the beginning animation of a rage art or a low attack. You make it in line with you give it the same weaknesses that you gave armor attacks, because if your opponent is running armor attacks, you can grab them to snuff them out that animation and it's unbreakable. Or you can attack them low. I feel that is very fair for rage arts, because they keep making the rage art more punishable, but that's not the issue. The issue is the startup. So that's what I would change, and also tone down some of the heat mechanics for certain characters, because some characters, they will go from Super Saiyan to like fucking Ultra Instinct, and it's absolutely ridiculous. With King, for instance, I hope nobody rings my bell. I'm hearing the bell rings. So if you hear a loud noise, I apologize. I hope they don't. But anyway, for King, I need to make a whole video about King, so stay tuned for that. Hwoarang, Main Man recently, I think, made a video reacting to somebody's video, reacting to Main Man's prior Hwoarang. If that doesn't make sense, it's fine. I kind of maybe lost you guys. But Main Man made a recent Hwoarang video, and I would much rather react to that and support that video, because I don't feel like doing my own B-roll. Maybe I will, but I can definitely speak to the bullshit that is Hwoarang, while at the same time utilizing some of the actual gameplay footage that Main Man has, which further illustrates how bullshit the character is. But anyway, I'm approaching almost 50 minutes here. like I said, for this, I could keep going on and on about this game. Again, I know that there's some of you out there that really like Tekken 8, and that's fine. I don't throw no shade for you guys, but if you guys are going to come to me and try to downplay your bullshit character that we all know for the most part is bullshit, I'm sorry, I'm probably not going to respond to you respectfully. I'm just going to ignore it because it's just absolutely ridiculous. If you want to talk about something else in the comments in terms of what you would change fundamentally in terms of heat, rage drives, things of that nature, I'm all for it. I'm always open for a dialogue, but I cannot deal with the players that want to completely downplay how bullshit their character is. I'm over it. I'm over it, man. There are just certain characters in this game that need a fucking sledgehammer to them. I don't want to see any buffs to those particular characters. They all need to be nerfed into the fucking ground. Like that's what I see, because these are characters that I do not respect the player. I look at players that use King, Yoshimitsu, Horang. Honestly, I'm gonna keep it real. I just feel you guys are being carried. Now, some of you guys may be exceedingly great players, like this United Kingdom player, K-Swiss or K-Wiss. He's a UK player. I never met him. I don't know him, but I know of him. And if I know of him, if I know of you, that means that your level of skill is so much that I've heard of you. But even that player, an elite player, and I'll even throw Little Majin here because he is basically king of America, or I don't know if I don't think Little Majin competes anymore, but he's still, if not the best king in America, he's definitely among them. Even those two players, just use them as examples. K-Wiss with Hwarang, Lil Majin with King. I'm sorry. Those characters are carry characters. I would say it. I would even say it about myself. If they were to ever release Lei for Tekken 8, and Lei turns out to be completely busted and broken, and I'm getting, success, I will 100% admit that Lei is a carry character, if that was to be the case. Because I believe a player at the caliber of a K-Wiss, a caliber of a Lil Majin, a shout out to Lil Majin, by the way, these are players that are elite players that if they were to apply themselves, they could easily use any other character at a high level. But just specifically Hwarang and King, those characters are they are 1 billion% carry characters. 1 billion. Anna, the same. Yoshimitsu. I have to say Brian as well. But the thing is, Brian is a tricky case because there's a few things with Brian Fury that I feel that could be adjusted to where he would be a little bit more in line and more manageable. But these other characters, they need a fucking sledgehammer, as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, much shout out and respect to my fellow content creators out there that's on the grind, that's putting out quality content. Shout out to you guys, the subscribers that actually give us some of your time out your day, as well as those people who choose to comment. I definitely respect and appreciate each and every one of you. To my channel members, which is, I believe, is only 2 at the moment, shout outs to you guys. I hope that over the course of time, I may grow that my channel members and to where I can start really, I'm still figuring out the whole exclusive content aspect, but I'm just hoping over the course of time I can build that as a base as well. And I also do keep my fingers crossed for season 3 and hope that there are significant changes to the characters themselves and to some of the gameplay mechanics. But at this point, I'm not going to fucking hold my breath. I am on the type of time I'm on right now is when's Virtua Fighter 6.